an assignment that probably I'll mark tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Just to see the people who are always with me, not really people who are always with me, because this assignment is not easy. So I just want to see some of the best students that I have. The people who will be able to get the answers correct, those I will know that are the best students that I have. But no pressure, you are allowed to score 0. It's not an easy question, but it will be easy for people who have been consistent in keeping up with whatever I've been teaching. Secondly, when we talk about teeth, we are talking about ancestral alignment. As I've always told you, I've ever come here and I've always just told you, teeth, the way your teeth are arranged in your mouth is the same way your ancestors are arranged inside your consciousness. Because it is, your ancestors are the ones that receive energy first, before energy goes anywhere. Within your consciousness, your ancestors are the ones that receive it first. And the mouth, where is the mouth located? The mouth is located in authenticity. I want you guys to be with me always. I want my students to always be with me. And students who are new. If you are, you are a student, you're new. Maybe you don't know about the arrangement of the 12 houses. You don't know how the 12 houses are arranged. Kindly, more creators want to co-host. So now, these creators who want to co-host, let me just try this thing and see. Allow life to be visible to the public. No, I cannot. I don't want to co-host with anybody. I thought that when you ask to co-host, it is going to be happen here with the subscribers, but no. So guys, as I'm just starting this particular thing that I'm talking about, when we talk about teeth arrangement, I want you to know what we're talking about, because I'm going to go deep into this. Arrangement of the 12 houses, we're going to go so deep into it, because now we are done with the scratching the surfaces. Now we're going to get into the deep meaning of it. We're going to get into every house to see what is there, what is located in every house. And lately I've been talking a lot about the authenticity, the head. And I've talked about the hypothalamus. Up to this particular point, you should know what the hypothalamus is. And now I've talked about the eyes, what they mean. I'm talking about the ears, what they mean, the nose, the mouth. And today I'm focusing on now the teeth. We are getting in. So as we get in, know that we have different ancestors. And I'm going to read it to you. And as I read it to you, I think I'm going to give you guys this homework. The homework starts now. I'm going to start bringing in the homework so that you know what the homework is going to be about. So, let me decline. So, we have ancestors. The body is divided into 12 different parts. That is the physical body. And I've always told you, you know the head, what it represents, the neck, what it represents, the arms, what it represents, up to the 12 houses. Now, these particular 12 houses, they are also represented biologically. And the homework is going to be this. I will want you guys, after I've told you, now I'm going to read to you the biological representation of the 12 houses. But I will not tell you which biological house represents which physical house. You are going to figure that out by yourself. I've already taught you from house 1 all the way to house 12. Now I'm going to read to you house 1 to house 12 in biology. But then I'm not going to match it. I'm not going to tell you that this is the house that represents authenticity. This one represents self-support. I want you to match it for me now. And I'm going to read it because today as we learn about the mouth, the teeth, we are learning about ancestral arrangement. And it is ancestral arrangement that receive energy, digest it, and then move it to your inner spiritual biome, your inner spiritual environment in order for it to be again digested and distributed. So inside biology, we have 12 different systems. Inside biology, we have 12 different systems. The same way inside the body, we have 12 different houses. But I'm not, in this particular class, I'm not going to tell you which house represents which system. I'm going to leave it to you to go and align them for me. And the student that will get the correct answer, all 12 houses, you will match with the correct system. I have a surprise for you. I am going to give you something that I will tell you in the next class as I mark those particular things. I have a surprise. I'm going to give you a gift if you are capable of matching them. So I'm going to name the houses, the systems in no particular order. so that you know what the systems are. They are 12 in number, just as like the houses are 12 in number. So the first system is the integumentary system. The integumentary system, that is system 1. I want you to match it with the house it matches. Those who are interested in this particular assignment, you can take notes and go try. It is not a must. If you feel like you are not interested, also don't do it. This is a class like no other. This is a class that we don't force issues. So the people who are ready to actually, get in touch with this particular assignment, you will do it. So I'm reading this. It has a relationship with the arrangement of the teeth. So just give me time. I will get into it. So the first one is integumentary system. Integumentary is spelled as I-N-T-E-G-U-M-E-N-T-A-R-Y. It's just integumentary. It's just like spelled like the way it is pronounced. The second system that we have is the skeletal system. Yes, integumentary. Nicole has written it very well. That is the first system. I want you to tell me, as my student who has been with me since the beginning of the year, which house do you think the integumentary system represents? Study time. You're going to have to study for this one. Oh, this one is not an easy, it is not an easy assignment. The person that will match them correctly, I have a gift for you. The second system is the skeletal system. That is system number 2. Skeletal, from the word skeleton. So we have the skeletal system. That is the second system. The third, this is ancestral system. These are your ancestors are grouped into 12. Just like your personality is grouped into 12. Just like your house is grouped, your houses are grouped into 12. The skeletal system is number 2. Number 3, we have the muscular system. Number 3, we have the muscular system, like the muscles, muscular system. And then number 4, we have the nervous system. Number 4, we have the nervous system. Number 5, we have the endocrine system. Number 5, we have the endocrine system. I hope somebody is writing. People who will want to partake in the assignment, I hope you're writing. Number 6, we have the cardiovascular system. You can even Google these things. They are around. It's just that a lot of Googles will tell you that they are 11, but they are not 11, they are 12. And I'll tell you why they are 12. That's why I'm reading right now. Endocrine system, that's number 5. Number 6, we have the cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular system, which is also the circulatory system. And then that's number 6. Number 7, we have the lymphatic system. Number 7, we have the lymphatic system. And then number 8, we have the respiratory system. Number 8, we have the respiratory system. And then number 9, we have the digestive system. Number 9, we have the digestive system. And then number 10, we have the urinary system or the excretory system. Number 9, we have the number 10, we have the urinary system or the excretory system. And then number 11, we have the male reproductive system. Number 11, we have the male reproductive system. And then finally, number 12, we have the female reproductive system. The male reproductive system, different ancestry. Female reproductive system, different ancestry. And that is the reason why Google will always mash them the two into one. But inside the 12 zodiac sign or inside the 12 gods of the Kemetic ancestry, they are 12. And male reproductive system represents a totally different house and female reproductive system represents a totally different house. We will learn about it next time, but for now, match them for me. You will tell me which house represents which system. Which house represents, tell me where Aquarius is, tell me where Pisces is, tell me where Taurus is, tell me where, Scorpio is, and you know the names in Africa. Tell me where Aset is, where Osiris is, where Puawet and Anubis are. Ta, Amun, Ra. Tell me, okay? So go study it. If it is easy for you to do it, please tell me so that I match them so that I will mark. Because next time that's what I'm teaching about. Me, I already know what they are, but I just want to know which students stay with me, which students are the brightest among the students that I have. You know, teachers must know which ones are the best students that I have, so that even when I have classes to teach and maybe I'm not around, then a student can teach for me. So anyway, because we are going far. If you don't know that these classes are going far, a time is coming when you will say, hey, I used to see her doing her TikTok lives as a class. We will not stay here on TikTok live forever. We will graduate and graduate and graduate into bigger platforms. But for now, that is what it is. Now, there are certain ancestors. These classes, like the integumentary system, it is the integumentary ancestors, the skeletal ancestors, the muscular ancestors, the nervous ancestors, the endocrine ancestors, the cardiovascular ancestors, the lymphatic ancestors, the respiratory ancestors, the digestive ancestors, the urinary ancestors, the male reproductive ancestors, and the female reproductive ancestors. All that is what they mean. So let me get into the teaching about the teeth. So there are certain ancestors that are arranged inside your mouth. And as I teach this particular class, I am going, somebody should spell the fifth system. The fifth system is the endocrine, E-N-D-O-C-R-I-N-E, E-N-D-O-C-R-I-N-D-N-E, N-E. Exactly. You've already been spelled for. So, teeth are all in the mouth. What is the mouth among the 12 houses? Guys, me, I don't teach you the way you are being taught in school. I teach you spirituality. I teach you things that you can apply immediately after we leave this particular class. So when I'm talking about teeth, I want you to know where it is spiritually located as much as you're seeing where it is physically located. So teeth are located in the mouth. The mouth is located inside authenticity, inside the head. Yes. So, yes. Teeth are all in the mouth. The function of the mouth is what? The function of the mouth in the digestive system is chewing of energy, chewing of food. That is what the mouth does. And other than that, it digests starch. What is starch? Carbohydrates. Guys, I taught you a class about what proteins are, carbohydrates are. Never forget anything I teach in class, because we carry them. We carry them forth. So I taught you about what carbohydrates are. They create bulk in the food. They help with digestion. They ease in the digestion process. And the start of the digestion of carbohydrates starts straight from authenticity, straight from the mouth. Now, apart from the hollow organs, the digestion is made up of one pipe. The digestive process, and digestive process is one of the systems. It is one of the systems in the 12 houses. What is happening? Your life contains themes that some may find uncomfortable. This is a word. What could the problem be, guys? You know me, I don't like these restrictions. You love me content. What could be the issue for that? Ne? Could be the issue. Let me see. I can't find some. Yeah, I think somebody just reported us because of jealousy, of which let's just keep going. So, apart from the hollow organs, we have the hollow organs, which include the mouth I've always told you that the digestive system consists of one pipe that starts from the mouth and finishes at the anus. So apart from those hollow organs, which include the mouth, the esophagus, the stomach, and the intestines, and the anus, that make up the digestive tract, the liver, the pancreas, and the gallbladder are the solid organs of the digestive system. So today we are going to learn about the function, the spiritual function of the liver, the spiritual function of the pancreas, and the spiritual function of the gallbladder. I think somebody is reporting their account. Yeah, of course. I'm guessing so as well. So I don't know whether I should, because it is written here that I've been restricted. So let me maybe leave and then come back 1 minute. Guys, you can also go and walk that particular path. And as you walk that particular path, you will see the challenges I faced. You will face them too. And depending on how strong you are, you will either give up or you will continue and reach a point where other people are jealous of you too, the same way you are jealous of me. But taking your time to sabotage me, you are sabotaging your future too. Taking your time to sabotage me for making you jealous, you are sabotaging the future version of you that is living the life that I'm living now, that has a community that I have now. So whenever you feel jealous, kindly, instead of taking it negatively, start walking. You can reach where I am. I got here, I'm a human being like you. I got here through being consistent. Every other time I got blocked, my lives, they got restricted, but I never gave up. I kept going, I study. My job is just, I study, I come here and I teach people. I study, I come here and I teach people. I study, I come here and I teach people. You do that as well, 1 year, 2 years down the line, you will be exactly where I am. So please, don't bring negative energy to somebody who has not done anything to you. My job is just to teach these people that are here willingly and are willing to absorb the information that I'm teaching them. So allow me, please. Thank you. So now, I'm going to start. Teeth are all in the mouth. The mouth is located in the first house, the Queen of Heavens. That is authenticity. So it means that teeth are arranged in your authenticity. What is authenticity? The natural behavior of your body. You know, some people, they don't know what authenticity is. When we say be authentic, they don't know what we mean. When we tell you be authentic, we are saying be natural. The way your body wants to behave. Give it chance to behave that way. Even if the society considers that embarrassing, even if the society considers that non-conventional, even if the status quo is against that behavior, behave the way your body wants to behave. Because authenticity is the mother. It gives back to fruits. And anytime you feel like being authentic, even if that authenticity is embarrassing, even if you feel like it is going to shame you, or the people around you feel like you being authentic is going to shame you, anytime you become authentic, know that your self-belief is being born. Anytime you become authentic, know that your self-belief is being born. Even if that authenticity is a road that you're following, you can't see the fruits. Your body tells you to behave a certain way, but you cannot explain. You don't know why. Just do it. And then after you've done it, you are going to see the fruits of that particular behavior. So authenticity is letting your body behave the way it wants to behave. And this is the thing that the church is killing. The church is killing authenticity because the church has dedicated its time and its homilies and all its masses to tell people to not behave the way their body wants to behave. It tells people, do not give into your desires, do not give into your cravings. Anything that tells you to do that is fighting against your authenticity. Because authenticity is you letting the body behave the way it wants to behave the moment you see something. You letting your body behave the way it wants to behave the moment you hear something. You letting your body behave the way it wants to behave the way the moment you smell something. You letting your body behave the way it wants to behave the way the moment you think something. So that is what authenticity is. Some people don't know the definition of authenticity, and I hope that you know it now. So now your teeth are inside your authenticity, meaning your ability to digest any information that you're subjected to. Your ability to digest any pictures you see. Your ability to digest any thoughts that come to you. Remember, you don't choose your thoughts. Your thoughts, they choose you according to the level of vibration that you are on. The way your ability to respond after you've heard something, your ability to respond after you've smelled something is inside your authenticity. So the teeth are inside the mouth, and the mouth is in the head. So the teeth, your teeth are inside your mouth, and your mouth is inside your authenticity. So now listen, function of the mouth in the digestive system, I feel like my mouth is being so heavy. I'm finding it difficult to pronounce words, and I don't know why. Whatever. Maybe somebody is watching this live and is laughing at me or doing something. I condemn you. Please get thee behind me. Get thee behind me. Get thee behind me. Allow me to do my job and leave. So now, function of the mouth in the digestive system is chewing of food. What is food? Energy. A lot of people think that the moment you put something inside your mouth, it is only food. That is a shallow way to think about it. Because any time you put something into your mouth, that is energy that you're putting inside your mouth. So the function of the mouth is usually to chew the energy, okay, and digest starch. Now, what helps the mouth to chew? And as I speak, I'm just going to go into details. Guys, I taught you what the mouth above is below. The mouth above is what below? Students who are paying attention. What does the mouth represent down your body? In this part of your body, what does the mouth represent? It is called the mouth above. Below, what is it called? Private part, exactly. Thank you very much. It is called the ears above. What is it called down? Ears above are what down? Let's move faster. Ears above are what down? Hands, exactly. Eyes above are what down? Eyes above are what down? You, the person who is saying buttocks, Nala, you are, it's not the bad, please. Yes, eyes above are the chest down. And then nose above is what down? Nose above is what down? The nose above is what down? Hey, good life. Go read your notes, please. Go read your notes. The navel, exactly. So, your ears above are your arms below. Your eyes above are your breast below, your chest. Your nose above is your navel below. And your mouth above is your private part below. So look at what the private part does. The private part, especially the vagina. Let's talk about the vagina because we cannot say the mouth above is the phallus below. It is the vagina. And this is the reason why out of the 12 houses, the male reproductive organ is different. It's a different house from the female reproductive organ. And I will explain it. So now, the mouth above is the vagina below, and it accepts. Its job is to accept. So anytime a phallus is entering into your vagina, know that is like food entering your mouth. Okay? That is like food entering your mouth. And so that this particular place where is accepting of energy, the mouth that is accepting of energy is the one that has teeth. So now after energy has been accepted, it is subjected to the teeth. Now what are teeth? That is what we are here to learn today. Now, apart from the hollow organ, the hollow organs of the digestive system, that I told you the digestive system is a pipe. It is one pipe that runs from the mouth all the way to the anus. And it involves the mouth, the esophagus, the stomach, the intestines, and the anus. Apart from the hollow organs that make up the digestive tract, we also have the liver, the pancreas, and the gallbladder, which are the solid organs of the digestive system. We are going to get into that because the pancreas, the liver, and the gallbladder are very important in the arrangement of teeth inside your mouth. So now, digestion begins inside the mouth. Listen, digestion begins inside the mouth. How? The moment you smell food through your nose, the nose administers discernment. Remember, the nose is what? It is your navel below. It is your navel that connected you to your mother. What is your mother? Your mother is the same as Mother Nature. So it is your navel that connects you to Mother Nature. And that navel is represented above as the nose. So it helps you discern. What connects you to Mother Nature helps you also to disconnect from things that are not mother to you. It connects you to the things that are mother to you and disconnects you from the things that are not Mother Nature to you. And so that is what the nose is all about. It is about discernment. As much as the navel It's about analysis. It analyzes, okay, this one is good for you, this one is terrible for you, this one is good for you, this one is terrible for you. That is what the navel does. The nose also does the same job. The nose is all about discernment. Anything that smells good to you, the nose is telling you to move towards it. Anything that smells terrible to you, the nose is telling you to move away from it. So now, the moment you smell food through your nose, the nose administers discernment to let you know whether the smell is inviting or unwelcoming. When the smell is unwelcoming, the brain's chemoreceptor zone is triggered to induce emesis. Now, you guys will learn biology here, so be ready. What is emesis? The emesis is the act of vomiting. Okay, so now when the smell is unwelcoming, the brain's chemoreceptor zone is activated and triggered to induce vomiting. That is what happens when you smell something terrible. Your body will automatically tell you that is not you are not supposed to be. Yeah, you throw up. You're not supposed to be here. Now, when the smell is inviting, it's beautiful, it's nice, the salivary gland releases saliva, which is a fluid made up of proteins, water, mucus, and minerals, and enzymes. Salivation is the first step of digestion of energy. Here I'm going to spend a little bit of time because some people don't even know the process of digestion, and I don't blame you. I blame the society that we were born into did not teach us the basics of medicine. Anytime you salivate, salivation is the very first step of digestion. And what is salivation? Salivation is up here, it is called saliva coming out of your mouth when you see food. But down here in the mouth, down below, it is wetness. Anytime you get horny, just know that your body is preparing to receive energy. Some of you get So anytime your body knows that, oh, this is something that we should be eating, instead of you activating a vomit, the body will activate a what? A saliva. So down there also, the moment you meet something that is supposed to be entering, the vagina will salivate. And when your vagina does not salivate, tafadhali, don't force issues. It is unnatural, it is inauthentic. If your mouth doesn't salivate for a food that you're about to eat, don't eat. Save it for another time. Maybe you're not hungry enough. You need to reach a point where you are salivating in order for you to eat, because salivation is the first step of digestion. Just like getting wet is the first step of you knowing that there is an energy around that is supposed to be entering you. So now, salivation is the first step of digestion of energy, or rather, food, as it prepares the mouth, which is the authentic desire. Down, you call it desire. When it is up, you call it authentic desire. Down, it is called thoughts. When it is your ear, you call it authentic, authentic thinking. That is authentic thinking. When you hear, when things get inside your ear, it is authentic thinking. Because it is going to, the moment you hear something, the next thing you're going to do is think. Now, when you call it navel down here, self-analysis, here is authentic analysis. So just know how these things marry into each other, which I'll repeat until we go learning. Yes, thank you very much. Now, salivation is the first step of digestion of food or energy, as it prepares the mouth, which is the authentic desire to receive food. Now, salivary amylase. There's an enzyme in the mouth that is called salivary amylase. It is the enzyme salivary amylase is the enzyme present in the saliva that break down food into liquid, making it easy for the body to digest. Amylase is also in charge of preventing tooth decay by expelling bacteria and dead cells from the mouth. I'm gonna explain this also. You see that saliva, it is very important, please. If you are somebody who you have less saliva is the one that is capable of cleaning. I told you vagina is self-cleaning. And the salivary amylase that is present in your mouth, it is also a cleaner. It is the one that makes sure that your mouth doesn't rot. It is the one that makes sure that the food, your mouth is always receiving food, is always receiving food. So even before you brush your teeth, there is already salivary amylase there that is helping you. Amylase is in charge of preventing tooth decay by expelling bacteria and dead cells from the mouth. It naturally sweeps and collects bacteria and whatever from the mouth. So people who have issues with rotting mouth, they have an issue with digesting foods they are not horny for. So even inside your vagina, the one that is in charge of cleaning the vagina is that mucus. Whatever. Women, these things. I don't have to explain it too far. That thing that comes out of your vagina that is, you know it. So it is in charge of cleaning your vagina, just the same way the one in the mouth is also in charge of cleaning your mouth. Now, people who don't have it, there are certain people who their mouth is not wet enough. Their mouth is dry. And the moment you find that your mouth is dry, it is a symbol of you are always eating food that you are not horny for. It's the same way your vagina. When the vagina is dry, it is a symbolic. When your vagina is dry, you are prone to diseases. You will have infections. You will always be easy when a man is with you. You will be easy to scratch, to injure. So that it is easy for you to pass on diseases. So dryness in the mouth and dryness in the vagina is not healthy. Your mouth should always have that salivary amylase sweeping all around, sweeping every time. And your vagina should always have that, mucus sweeping. These things are related. These two are related. And anybody who has a dry vagina, if you have a dry vagina, I'm telling you today, that is symbolic of you. You are always accepting phallus to enter you that you don't like, that you are not authentically drawn to, that your pheromones do not like. So the more you allow, the more you become dry. And also in the mouth, the same way. If you have a mouth that stinks, if you have a mouth that is decaying, if you have a mouth, that is having a lot of bacteria that is affecting it, just know that you eat a lot of foods and energies. You ingest a lot of energies that are not authentic to you. Who smell. Remember, the digestion process starts from when you smell, and then the smell activates the salivary glands. So when you're somebody who, the things that you're smelling something rotten, but you're still eating it, your mouth will become dry. And then when your mouth becomes dry, it becomes vulnerable because there's no cleaner. When there is no cleaner, now you start to deal with teeth problems, of which I'll be addressing later. But now when there is no cleaner, you deal with teeth problem. How do you maintain your cleaner in your house? Somebody's asking me about saws. Relax, we're going to be talking about that in the end. Now, how do you activate the cleaners in your house? The cleaners are activated by moving towards things that smell good. Moving toward things that, when your nose tells you amazing energy, move towards it. When your nose tells you, stay away from it. The same way, when your self-analysis tells you, move towards, give this one your vagina, give them. When your self-analysis tells you, don't give them. Because if your self-analysis tells you to don't give your vagina and you give it, dryness is what is going to be there. Cleaners are going to say, we are on strike. We cannot come cleaning because we were not called. What calls the cleaners is you giving in to something that makes you horny. What calls the cleaners in your mouth is you eating food that smell nice, that are inviting. Are we together up to that particular point in time? I'm teaching around. I'm teaching it around, I'm teaching it, all of it in one. So I want to teach the upper mouth and the lower mouth as we go. Yes. So please, my people, if you want to maintain a good oral hygiene, know that the mouth is also self-cleansing the same way vagina is self-cleansing. Though you must brush your teeth, you must maintain the cleanliness of scrubbing off, because there is also a bacteria that stains inside your mouth. So, but just know that other than you brushing your teeth and cleaning it, there is a cleaner that is natural that God put there. And how you employ that cleaner is by, you don't have to give them money. You don't have to do anything special. Just eat what your nose is accepting. Just eat what your nose is accepting. The same way in the vagina is self-cleansing. How do you activate the self-cleansingness in it? allow only what your self-analysis is accepting to enter you. If you're analyzing someone and you're like, hey, but their nose is too big, don't. If you're analyzing someone and there is something about them that is keeping you off from being horny, do not. Don't force yourself. As women, we are raised in societies that forces us to accept and open our legs, even for things that don't make us horny, even for things that don't activate our pheromones. Yes, honor your cravings. Ivy Sonia, thank you very much. Honor your cravings. That is how you employ the cleaners in your houses. That's how you employ the cleaners in your mouth and the cleaners in your what? In your honey pot. Now, in the mouth, food undergoes both mechanical, which is the physical breakdown, and chemical breakdown. So now, let's look at what the teeth look like. The teeth is made up of, it is like this. It's something like this. It is something like this. We have that white part, the enamel, and then we have this particular part. It's called what? The dentin. The dentin is the one, the function of the dentin is just to give the enamel shape. The function of the dentin is just to give the enamel shape. So if you don't know if you don't know, I know I've drawn, my drawing skills are not 100% because I did not go to art school, but generally this is what the teeth looks like. We have the periodontal ligament. So now, the enamel is the protective coating. We have the protective coating called the enamel. And then after the enamel, we have the dentin, which supports and maintains the structure of the enamel and transfer impulses from the enamel to pulp. That is this. It gives the enamel shape. It is the one, it's like a stuffing inside the enamel. And then we have the pulp, which is the formation and nutrition of the dentin. Is here. You guys can go check them after I've taught about them. And then we have the periodontal ligament, which attaches the tooth to its socket. Periodontal ligament, which attaches the tooth to its socket. And then we have the cementum. Cementum is like from the word cement. It covers the roots of the tooth and help keep root in place. It's like cementing. The cementum is the one that cements the root and make sure that it stays in its place. And then we have what? The blood vessels, the root canal. The root canal is a natural place within the root of a tooth that contains the pulp chamber, nerve tissues. This is just a house. The root canal is just a house, the housing. And then we have the blood vessels. Where does the blood vessels connect to? Making sure that news coming from the hypothalamus reaches the interiors of the teeth. So now, when you look at the teeth, this is literally what it is. This is the housing of the teeth. This is the housing of the teeth. So we're going to get deeper into the arrangement now. When you go to the arrangement of the teeth, this is how it arranged. And guys, I've just drawn one side like this, the left. Let's work with the left first. Because they are the same. As within, so without. As intuition, so memory. As left, so right. So this is the left side of the tooth that I'm going to be using as an example today. And before I even get anywhere, I want you to notice the numerology. The numerology of this particular teeth. We have the incisors here. The incisors are 4. Inside the whole teeth, they are 4 above and 4 below. Meaning they are 8. What is the number 8 representative of? Incisors ni awa hapa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They are number 8. Number 8 is representative of abundance. Abundance, yes. Infinity is the same as abundance. Abundance is no limit, limitless. Aya, and then just notice, tunaenda tu pole pole. After incisors, we have something we call canine, the canine teeth. Look at them, the ones that they call the vampire teeth. And I want you to pay attention to the vampire teeth and I want you to know also the relationship between these teeth. We have the vampire teeth following. The incisors teeth are here and then the vampire teeth follows, which is this. Ne? It is this. And how many are they? They are 2 above and 2 below. 2 above, here and here, and then 2 below, here and here. These vampire teeth are number 4. What is the number 4 representative of? Number 4 is always divine angelicness. It is the angelic number. It is the number of Scorpio. Now, after that, we go to, and by the way, just notice that some people have it very long. I want to, when I teach today, master this so that when you see people, you know what is happening. When you meet people, maybe somebody is interested in you, maybe somebody is taking you for a date, maybe somebody wants to be your friend, maybe somebody is a co-worker. I want you to use these particular things to analyze them. See how the arrangement of this thing is inside of them after I've taught it so that you know what's up whenever you meet people, without you having to get to know them for years and years and years to know something that you would have known by just looking at the arrangements of their houses. Now, after the canine teeth, which is the angelic number 4, we have the premolars. The premolars are also 4 above and 4 below. The premolars are also 4 above and 4 below. 4 above and 4 below, that is also number 8, abundance number. Notice the numbers. And then finally, we have the molars. The molars, we have 3 above and 3 below. Not 3 above and 3 below. 6 above and 6 below. 3 when we are talking about one side. 6 above and 6 below. Now, 6 above and 6 below, that is 12. What do we know about number 12? What do we know about number 12? What do we know about number 12? Completion, reflection, growth. Number 12, that's why we have our 1 up to our 12, our 1 up to our 12, and then 10 our 1 up to our 12. 12 is always the number of growth. So when you look at the molars are divided into 2. We have the 2 molars, and then we have the last molar here that is called the wisdom teeth. Wisdom teeth. As I talk about this teeth, if you have teeth problem, just look at what I'm talking about, and then you will know, look at which teeth I'm talking about. Are you drinking black tea? Yes, please. I'm drinking black tea. Just look at what I'm talking about. And it's really nice. Look at what I'm talking about, and then you will know. So at the back here, we have the wisdom teeth. Not everybody has the privilege of growing the wisdom teeth. When you grow the wisdom teeth, if you're somebody who you have your wisdom teeth, know that your ancestry is very ancient. You are like somebody who has a blood group O. You come from very ancient timeline, meaning even before human beings existed, your ancestors already existed. The intention that was you already existed. So not everybody gets the privilege of growing the wisdom teeth. Another thing I want you to take note of, when you have this, when you have the moles on your mouth or on your face, I want you to look at the places. If you, in case you have a mole on your skin, look at the teeth that is aligning to it. Look at the teeth that is aligning to it, and then you will hear me talking about those teeth, and then you will know what exactly I am talking about. So now, these incisors teeth, they are in charge of cutting food. That is the physicalness of it. The canines, they are in charge of tearing, not food, but energy also. The incisors, they are in charge of cutting food, meaning they balance. Now, what part of the body are they connected to? The incisors are connected to the kidneys. I want to teach them one by one. And now, if you have a problem with a particular teeth or you're missing a particular teeth, I want you to listen to me very carefully so that you know what you're missing in the spirit realm. And you know, something that is, if it is cannot be seen in the physical dimension, it is present in the spiritual dimension. Energy once created cannot be destroyed. So even if you had teeth and then you lost them in the physical. We cannot see that aspect of you in the physical, but does not mean that you lost those teeth in the spiritual as well. In spiritual, you are whole. So that is the reason why you can even grow it back. When you have access to correct information, you can reverse and bring back everything you lost in the physical from the spiritual, because the spiritual is whole. Inside the spiritual, everything is whole. Inside the spiritual, everything is present. Even people who are disabled, somebody doesn't have a hand in the physical, but in the spiritual, it is there. Energy once created cannot be destroyed. And we are always saying we are all God representing themselves in human form. So God is whole. If you see it in the physical that it is not whole, never think that it is not whole. God is whole. So that same God that I am representing in the physical dimension is the same God that somebody who doesn't have hands is representing in the physical dimension. That God in the spirit dimension is whole. I hope somebody is getting what I'm saying, because when you get what I'm saying, you know the power that you have. You know the power that you have. You are whole in the physical dimension. I'm talking to people who have, you have low self-esteem because maybe there are certain parts of your body that are missing. And you think that they are missing even in the spirit realm. No. When somebody's hand is cut off, in spirit they will always feel that hand is there. It will only be invisible in the physical dimension, but in the spirit realm, everything is there. And if you are a master manifester, you can manifest everything, even the ones that your ancestors lost. You can manifest them back, everything. So I'm going to continue. I'm starting with the incisors. The incisors are connected to the kidneys. Look at what every teeth is connected to, because this is going to be very important. The incisors are connected to the kidney and the urinary bladder. These are things that are very close to one another. What do? They cut food, they cut energy. They are responsible for cutting and also sensing of texture. What does that mean spiritually? What does cutting mean spiritually? It will take you back to the function of the kidneys. And the function of the kidneys is the function of sobek, balance. When you're eating food or when you're eating energy, your incisors are the ones that are going to make sure that you balance the portions. You don't bite too big that you cannot even digest, or you don't bite too small that doesn't make sense. The incisors are responsible for balancing the type of energy you ingest. People who have problems with their incisors have problems with balancing the type of energies they ingest. Probably they take it too big or they take it too small. They also sense texture. They are the welcomers. They're the ones that sense, this is a sugary texture. This is what texture. This is what texture. They know. They are the ones that are in charge of knowing the type of energy that you are ingesting. And they do the function that the kidney is doing and the urinary bladder is doing. Kidney remove waste in order to balance. So when you are cutting food, some people will not get it, some people will get it. But when you're cutting food, when you are being taught in primary school that incisors cut food, you can think about it very shallowly. But what is the importance of cutting food? What is the importance of cutting food? Imagine you're eating a banana and then you just swallow it all. It is even going to be difficult for you. You will not manage to digest it. So why do you cut? To balance. Nah? You cut it in order for you to do what? To balance. Okay, what does a gap in the middle? I'm going to teach that. I'm going to teach the teach arrangement. Just follow with me here now. For now. Just listen to what I'm saying. The question that you're asking, I have an answer for it inside my notes. So guys, these front teeth here, they are the ones that are in charge of vetting the people that are entering. And if it is a wasteful energy, when you're eating, the process of eating, sometimes you can be eating and then you notice, especially when you're eating things like nyoyo. You notice, you chew. Okay, some people don't know nyoyo. I think it's called sokotas in English. When you're eating, or maybe you're eating beans. Let me tell it to beans, to people who don't know nyoyo. So maybe it has some stones in it. You're eating food that has some stones in it. It is these ones that are going to know and then receive it naturally with the collaboration with the tongue. It is this particular front teeth that are going to sieve that particular waste. You never find people trying to use the molars to remove waste from their food. When you eat something and it has, something that you're not supposed to be swallowing, or you feel like it has some texture, like some stones in it, it is the front teeth that are going to help you to remove it. Even when you're eating things that has bones, like fish. Observe yourself. Some people, you don't know about this because you don't observe yourself. Observe yourself, you will know that the incisors does the work of the kidney. The incisors above does the work of the kidneys below to balance, to create that particular balance in order for you to be able to digest the food properly. After the incisors, we have the canines, the spiritual teeth. These are the spiritual teeth, my friend. What? The ones that they call the vampire teeth, those are the spiritual teeth. And their work is to tear. If you're fighting with somebody, they will not bite you with this. It will be ineffective. They will bite you with this. So anytime you're, doing that, you're tearing. It helps you to tear food. And what is it connected to? It is connected, these teeth, the canine teeth, they're called dog-like teeth. That's why their name is canine. Canines are dogs. So dogs are directly associated with Anubis. Dogs are directly associated with Anubis. Anubis is directly associated with the moon. Who is Anubis, my friend? My students who always listen to me, who is Anubis? Out of the 12 parts of the body. Intuitive part, the intuitive side. You always see every time the moon is full, dogs, they go out of character because dogs are just intuition walking around. They're just intuition, they're intuition walking around. And so this particular teeth, somebody, Atara, I want you to be very precise when you're answering my question. Yes, Anubis is Gemini, but we have, the Geminis are twins. We have Anubis and Wepuawet. Wepuawet is the memory side of Anubis, while Anubis is the intuition side. Okay? So please kindly, the left arm is representative of intuition, and that is the representation of this particular teeth is very spiritual. That teeth is very spiritual. And which work does it do? It does the work of the liver. It does the work of the liver and the work of the gallbladder. What does the liver do? What job does the liver do? The liver makes a digestive juice called bile. Ne? Listen. And as we continue, you're going to meet bile. For now, just know bile. Bile is an energy that helps to digest fat and vitamins. I talked to you about fat in my other class when I was teaching you about digestion. I'm telling you that if you come to class just to look at my face and be absent-minded, you will remain behind. Garibiro way, the matatu will leave you, the vehicle will leave you, the school bus will leave you. We are connecting. Fat, I told you what fats are. They are cushions, first of all, protectors. And then they are the ones that make you visible. They are the beautifiers. So guess what? The liver creates the digestive juice, which is bile that digests fat. Ne? So this particular teeth is very good at discernment. It is the one that discerns. Have you ever wondered that when you have food in your hand, just by looking at the food, you will know whether you are going to eat it like this or you are going to eat it, tear it. You'll always know. You will never try that. Oh, let me now try this chicken. Maybe I can cut it like this and not tear it. Your intuition will always tell you this one is for tearing, this one is for cutting. And foods that you tear are usually foods that have energy, that have more energetic influence. And so foods that have more energetic influence are the ones that require your intuition. Your intuition will always tell you that, oh, this one, you tear it. Now, it does the work of the liver. The liver also filter toxins. This is to help you filter toxins. Yes, like bones and shit like that. You filter toxin, you remove and destroy pathogens. This one. That's why when you're fighting, it is always the one that protects you the most. And it is the one that is very pronounced in things like lions. People who are confident, they have a very pronounced vampire teeth or whatever, the incisors. Now, gallbladder's function is to store and release bile that digests fast. So that is the function of the canine teeth. It basically just deals with fat and protection in general. It deals with fat and protecting your consciousness in general. So that is what the canine teeth does. When we move up a little bit, we get to the premolars. The premolars are connected to the lungs, my friends. The premolars are connected to the lungs. And remember, how many are premolars? There are 4. Sindio, there are 4 above and 4 below, don't you? 4 above and 4 below, which makes them number 8. Which makes them 8 in number. So their function is to crush food or energy. Their function is to crush food or energy. And they're directly connected to the lungs. When you breathe in, it is the lungs that decide. You know, they oxygenate. And they receive the deoxygenated. So it is usually the lungs that do the function of crushing energy that you ingest. But before the energy it reaches the lungs, it passes through the premolars. The premolars is the first stage that energy passes through before it goes into the lungs to determine whether, you know, it has carbon dioxide so that it can be removed. So now the crushing process, the premolars tooth are connected to the lungs. Now the lungs exchange oxygen with carbon dioxide. That is their main function. And also premolars, they're just not connected to the lungs, but they're also connected to the large intestine. Water, emotions. So premolars are the ones that exchange oxygen for carbon dioxide. They're the ones that make sure that whatever you are intaking is safe. And I've always taught you that oxygen is directly related to love. Carbon dioxide is directly related to hate. Oxygen makes things in the human to excel and grow and be nurtured. Carbon dioxide can even kill if it is too much in the cells. So just know that that is the function of the premolars. The function of the lungs is the function of the premolars. Give me 1 minute. The function of the large intestines is to absorb water. Okay? The function of the large intestine is always to absorb water absorption. So that the emotional absorption starts from the premolars. It is the premolars that have relationship with emotions. They're the ones that connect the type of energy that you're trying to digest with your own emotions. Now, it is supported by the respiratory ancestors. The respiratory ancestors are the ones that are the lungs. And then also the digestive ancestors. All these particular teeth, they are supported by the digestive ancestors. But now there are certain teeth that are protected. For example, the incisors that I told you, they are protected by the urinary system, the urinary ancestors. The ancestors that balance. Okay, the ancestors that balance and excrete waste. Now, the canines are connected to analyzing ancestors, the digestive ancestors only. Now, the premolars are connected to both the respiratory ancestors and the digestive ancestors. The premolars are connected to both the respiratory ancestors and the digestive ancestors, meaning they are connected both to the lungs and the large intestines. And then we go to the molars now. Molars are a little bit bigger than the premolars. And I told you that molars are 12 in number. But then let's remove the wisdom teeth first, because wisdom teeth are special. Let's address the first 2 molars. The first 2 on one side, the first 2. Now, their job is to grind food. There is one that crushes food. There's a difference between crushing food, to crush something, and then there is a grinding. There is a difference between crushing and grinding. So just know that there is a difference between crushing. Some people don't know that that difference. The premolars, they only crush. And then the molars, they grind it into smaller pieces. Now the molars' tooth are connected to the stomach. They are the ones that are connected directly to the stomach and the pancreas. Now listen, the molars are directly connected to the stomach, meaning self-analysis, digestive system. What does the stomach do? The stomach stores. The stomach mixes. And the stomach also gives digestive enzymes. So let's focus on the storage and mixing. That is the physical activity. Storage of energy. And the animals that chew cud. The animals that chew cud will always tell you. The molars, they're the ones that store. Even when you're eating, and then somebody's talking to you. Where do you pull? Do you just leave that food here? Or you always push it? You store it? to the molars first, and then you can use it later. Even dogs, they don't finish if they are full. They store the food in the molars first, and then they'll finish it later. So the molars, they function like the stomach. The job that the stomach does is the job that the molars do. Storage of food and then mixing. Mixing is that grinding. Premolars, they only crush. They don't grind it. They don't mix it. They only crush it. That is the function of the lungs. They only crush the energy. While the stomach is the one that chunks, mixes. And that is the function of the molars. So if you are somebody who you have a problem with your molars, then you have a problem with analyzing energy. If you're somebody you have a problem with your premolars, then you have a problem with the process of exchanging love and hate. You have a problem with the process of exchanging oxygen and carbon dioxide. You have a problem with that exchange of energies. You can't discern whether the energy is good to you or not. It is usually at premolars, when the food is being crushed, that you will know that, there is a stone over here. There is a stone over here. I'm going to talk about the last molar. I've not left it all. I'm going to talk about the last molar. I'm still digging here because I feel like maybe some people are not getting it. You know, you guys, I get your inner energy, even from where I am. How you respond to whatever I'm teaching, I get it. So when some people are having difficulty getting it, I get it. I feel it from where I am. So that's why I am continuing. I'm focusing on the premolar. Now, premolar, they are the ones that it crashes to know. Oh, is there poison here? Is there something that is bitter here that we did not notice in the smell? Is there a texture here that is present? Especially when you're eating something that has maybe solid things in it that you cannot chew. You will notice that at the premolar level. Because it is the premolar level that does the work of the lungs. It is separates. This one is good for us, this one is bad for us. This one is good for us, this one is bad for us. And then you go to the molars. Molars are the ones that store food, they mix it. And they do the work of the pancreas as well, which is to control the blood sugar. The pancreas makes the digestive juice, whose enzyme breaks down carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. These are the controllers of the blood sugar level. And then we go to the last wisdom teeth. The last wisdom teeth. The one that some people don't have a privilege. Yes. The ones that some people don't have a privilege of having. The wisdom teeth. The wisdom teeth is connected to what? To the heart. What does the heart do? What does the heart do? Distribute oxygen, love. The heart does the distribution of oxygen and love. And wisdom teeth is not just connected to the heart, it is also connected to what? To the small intestines. All these are just nutrients-based, love-based, because the small intestines does the absorption and distribution of good nutrients from the digestion. And then the heart does distribution of oxygen to all parts of the body. So if you, when you eat energy, it is your wisdom teeth that are going to know the type of things, the components that is available in that food that is love-oriented, that is nutrient-oriented, especially when you're digesting it now spiritually, and then distributing it to all parts of your body. If you don't have it, then you have shortage in the distribution of love towards all parts of your body, and you have a shortage in the distribution of nutrients and absorption of nutrients. Are we together with somebody? It might be difficult to understand today, but please, as we continue, you're going to comprehend it. You're going to comprehend it until we finish. So just know that the heart is represented in your teeth. The lungs is represented in your teeth. The pancreas, the stomach are represented in your teeth. The liver, the gallbladder are represented in your teeth. And the kidney and the urinary bladder are represented in your teeth. So if you don't have this, you are not connected. You cannot tell when you're eating food that has a lot of love that can be distributed to when you're ingesting not just food but energy. When you're ingesting energy There is a lot of love that can be distributed to your body. When you don't have this, you will not be able to tell. You just think that that's just food, that's just energy you are receiving. But if you have it, you get that ancient feeling. Guys, we don't have the same taste buds. We don't interact with food the same. That's the reason why one man's food is another man's poison. The way we discern food is different. Some people, they find more depth in food, while other people, they're just shallow, depending on the sensitivity of the teeth. Some people, they find love in food. They can actually draw love from food. Some people, when they interact with energy, maybe they meet somebody singing. They cannot, because they don't have the wisdom teeth, that singing cannot touch them deep to the core the way it will touch somebody who has the wisdom teeth and meets somebody singing, maybe opera or singing something. So even the way we interact with energy that we ingest, just know it is different. And this is the reason why you need to empower your authenticity, because you cannot copy people. What if you're copying somebody who doesn't have the wisdom teeth? And you're copying them in digestion. The type of music, maybe you have a celebrity you follow. They don't have a wisdom teeth, but you are following all the music they listen to. You are following everything that they do. You are pretending you are inauthentic in it. You don't know that they don't even have a wisdom teeth. They don't interact with energy the same way you interact with energy. So just know, trust the way you interact with energy. And especially if your teeth are all aligned. If your teeth are perfectly aligned in your mouth, always kneel and thank your ancestors. If you have no teeth problems, always thank your ancestors, because your ancestors have arranged themselves in a way that benefits you massively. So don't take it for granted, and trust how you digest energy. Trust how things make you feel. When you interact with somebody and you find somebody singing, somebody will laugh at that person who is singing. But when you have wisdom teeth, you will always be able to milk the depth in what people present to you. You will always be able to milk the depth in the energies that are presented to you. So in the society that we live in, the majority rule. So if we have a lot of people who don't have wisdom teeth, loud, their opinions are the ones that they are putting everywhere, then you who has a wisdom teeth, you will have a problem existing in that particular world, because you will feel weird. You will feel like, you don't belong. But if you're authentic, be authentic, so that the way you eat, you digest energy, you are proud of it, you put it out there, you are not ashamed of it, because there are certain people who also do the same, who also ingest energy like you. Let everybody do what they're supposed to do, and then let majority rule. Let everybody do what they're supposed to do, and then let our majority rule. I'll always tell that. Let everybody do what they're supposed to do, and then let majority rule. But if you're ashamed of doing what you're supposed to do, you're voting for the other people. You are voting for other people to be authentic, and then you inauthentic. Does not serve you. The moment you vote to be inauthentic, the world will be very difficult for you, because you are not empowering yourself. Now, tooth problems or tooth arrangements. Okay, these are the energy digestion arrangements or energy digestion problems. So somebody was talking about the gap between the teeth. The gap between the teeth is the same as the gap between the ancestors that those teeth represent. For example, you have a gap here, ne? For example, you have a gap maybe down. Your teeth are arranged, and then there's a gap here. These particular teeth, what they represent, the gaps especially that are right in the middle, they are symmetrical gaps. We have gaps that are between teeth, and then we have gaps that divide the left and the right. If you have a gap that divides the left and the right, and which I know that is what you're talking about, the gaps that divide the left and the right, they are dividing intuition and memory. Your left side is your intuition, your right side is memory. When you're digesting energy, your intuition is applying itself in that particular digestion. Just the same way the memories of things you've interacted with. For example, you're testing lasagna or whatever. How do we call those things? Maybe you're testing some American food from Chipotle for the first time. When you're eating that food, because you're receiving it for the first time, your intuition is going to participate there. You're going to feel some familiarity. You've never tasted it. You've never interacted with it, but you're going to feel some familiarity from it in the intuition. And then you're going to feel some familiarity from it in the memory, you'll be like, oh, it tastes like coconut or whatever. So there are some people who are capable of doing that separation. They can see clearly that this is my intuitive digestion. When they come into contact with energy, for example, how can you come into contact with energy spiritually? You find somebody singing. Please, that is the best example I'm coming up with today. You find somebody singing, that is you coming into contact with information, with the energy. You find somebody singing. So when you subject yourself to that, your intuition is going to digest it, and your memories also are going to digest it. So some people have the capability of do clear-cut separation. They know that this is my intuition now digesting. This is my memory now digesting. That is what the gap is there for. The gap is there to show you that you have an ability to separate your intuition and your memory when digesting energy. People who do not have gaps, they don't know whether that is their intuition or that is their memory. Interact, guys. Interact with people who are different than you. See how they digest information. See how you digest information, and then you'll see the difference. People who have gaps on their teeth, they know energy that is being digested in the intuition, and they can separate it clearly in their brain with energy that is being digested in the memory. But people who do not have a gap, the bigger the gap, the bigger the difference. The more clear you can see the difference. The bigger the gap, the more clear you can see the difference. You know, some people, especially people who do not have gaps on their teeth, they cannot tell whether that is an intuitive digestion or it is a memorial digestion, which is okay also. You know, every arrangement is valid. Your path requires your arrangement to be like that. So every arrangement is valid. I would never advise anybody to look down on their arrangement, on the way their body is arranged. Just find a way to love it. Research more. Ignorance, my people perish due to lack of knowledge. Because right now we live in a world where people are removing their birthmarks. People are closing their teeth gaps. Why? Ignorance. My people perish because of ignorance, because they don't know what it means and they want to be like everybody else. So everybody else has their teeth intact. Let me have my teeth intact too. Ignorance. What of gaps on the other? Now, below, usually when the function of the teeth that are down, there is teeth that are down and then there is teeth that are up. The function of the teeth that are down is your self-support. Like literally, the teeth that are down are supportive of you. The way you digest energy in a way that it is supportive of you. There are some people who they digest energy in a way that is detrimental to their health, detrimental to their essence, in a way that abuses and disrespects their essence. Oh. This jaw down, and especially your entire jawline, entire jaw, the entire down part, it is the one that moves. The up one does not move. The up one is the spiritual digestion. The one that, this is collective digestion, this is individual digestion. When you digest energy, you are pressing the individual against the collective. Individual against the collective. So it is the individual part that always moves. So when there is a gap down on your teeth and it is also up, it means exactly that. The way you digest energy in relationship to yourself, you are capable of separating the one that is coming from intuition and the one that is coming from memory. Some people don't have that gap, like somebody like me, I don't have the gap that is down. So whenever I'm digesting energy with regards to myself and my individual existence, I cannot tell whether it is coming from intuition or memory. Me, I'm just moving. I'm just moving with it. Like I'm just okay that, these are what, like this digestion, this is how I feel about it, I'm just moving about it. But there are certain people who they can tell this one is coming from my intuition, my protection from intuition, my protection from memory. You know, my collective consciousness digestion from intuition and my collective consciousness digestion from memory. When you're losing teeth, you're losing the part that they represent. For example, you lose your wisdom teeth. You are losing your ability to discern, your ability to absorb energy that comes straight from, the heart. It's directly connected to the heart and the small intestine. The small intestine absorbs nutrients. The heart distributes oxygen. So when you lose that, you are losing the ability of oxygen distribution. When you ingest energy, for example, you find somebody singing, and then you cannot find, like, it makes it difficult for you to have the love that they have into yourself. I don't know whether it makes sense. Artists are usually the ones that give us food the most to eat, energy the most to eat. But energy comes from different places. Your sister can subject you to energy. Your mother can subject you to energy. But let me just talk about artists. When an artist puts out energy, the way you're going to digest it, are you going to get the love? Artists, they put all the 12 houses into their art. So are you going to be able to siphon love from that particular art that you see? When your wisdom teeth is missing, you cannot. It is not possible for you to get love from things that you digest. Even food, when you are eating a banana contains the 12 houses in it. You're going to have to just interact with all the others, but that particular one that distributes love and that particular one that distributes nutrients to all the parts of your body. I don't know whether it's making sense to somebody or not. What about a root that grows horizontally? A root that grows across. That's just telling which particular teeth is it? Of which I'm going to talk about disarrangement of teeth. The teeth problem. Let me just show you.
That's nice.
We have dictated whatever. So let me just show you. I don't know whether this is making sense. I don't know whether it's making sense. I don't know whether it's making sense. Yes, wisdom. I don't know whether it's making sense to somebody or not. But when you don't have the wisdom teeth, it's not easy for you to connect to the very core of energies that you digest. You just eat a banana and it will just be like you eating air. Like you will not get into the depth of that particular banana and actually what it does to your essence. You will not be connected to that. When you watch an art painting, somebody will see a painting and it will touch their heart so much. But people without wisdom teeth is rare. It's rare. Because they don't have that connection. Yes, people are saying it makes sense. Thank you very much. We will repeat it until it is more digestible even to the slow learners. Now, the disarrangement of teeth is a result of different arrangement in the energy during the chewing process. When your teeth are crooked or they are growing in a different direction, it means that the way you digest energy is also that same way that teeth is growing. There is an alignment of teeth.
Why aren't you helping yourself?
We live in a planet where majority rule. So majority, they always say majority is the normal, but I will never call somebody's teeth crooked. I always say that it's just a different arrangement. So if your teeth are crooked or have a different arrangement, then it is a result of different arrangement in the energy chewing process. Your process of chewing energy is not following the protocol. There is a protocol that is supposed to be observed when energy is being digested. But then if you have crookedness, then it means that your process is also crooked. How the person chews the energy they interact with doesn't follow the aligned protocol. Unbalanced and usually crooked teeth, a lot of people have crooked teeth here, especially down here. Unbalanced emotional distribution. Unbalanced emotional distribution, especially at the instances. Like the way you distribute your emotions is not balanced. It's unbalanced. And does unbalanced mean bad? You are the one to answer it. Is it benefiting you to have your teeth arranged like that? Maybe the cards that you're dealt. Maybe the family you grew up in. Maybe you grew up in sewage family and your teeth had to arrange themselves that way in order for you to live best. Please do not, even a hyena is a totem. A lot of people who hate crooked teeth, they hate hyena. You see the way hyena is? Hyena does not follow the protocol of energy absorption. Hyena will never hunt for itself. It will always wait for somebody else to get the food, and then they go and take. It exists in nature. Such kind of people also exist in nature. Hyena is a totem too. It is a totem that a lot of people don't accept, but it is a totem too. The way hyena digests is not the correct protocol, but it is a protocol. So please, if your teeth are crooked, mostly you are an hyena totem individual, because you are subjected. You know the story of hyena being subjected to a lot of unfairness, so much that it turns you a villain that doesn't give a fuck. And it's like you are an opportunist by force. The way people digest energy is not the way you digest. Accept yourself. Because hyena is also a totem. You can take the picture of an hyena and put it in your house if you relate to that particular totem. Nobody will kill you because hyena is also a totem. It exists in nature and it is thriving. Anything that exists in nature and is thriving is allowed to exist. Now we have something that is called the tooth decay, which is the attack of the tooth enamel. Enamel is that white, the protective gear. The protective gear. So anybody that has tooth decay issues has problems with their protective gear. Your protective gear is compromised. And I told you what compromises the protective gear. It starts from the dryness, the inability to salivate. When you're somebody who you are used to eating things without salivation, maybe you grew up in poverty. You had to eat what was available, even if it was smelling like shit. You had to eat whatever was available, even if it wasn't conducive. You do it long enough, saliva stops coming out. If you're somebody who you grew up eating food that you did not have to salivate, you did not have to salivate in order for you to eat, the long term of eating food that you are not horny for is tooth decay. That is why you're headed. If you're somebody who you're always eating things that are not authentic to your soul, you are headed towards tooth decay. What? It is the compromise of the protective gear. Now, attack on the protective gear is caused by the plaque combining with sugars. What is the plaque? The plaque is the sticky bacteria. There's a bacteria that if your mouth doesn't have enough saliva, enough salivary amylase to clean, the sticky bacteria is the result. The sticky bacteria will start to stick on the protective amylase, on the enamel. Absence of the salivary amylase, which is the self-cleansing, the workers, the cleaners of the mouth, will give the plaques, which is the bacteria that stick, ability to exist within your mouth. So when those bacteria, they exist in your mouth long enough, they will start combining with the sugars and starch that are in your mouth, that are from your sugar cane, that are from your maize, that are from wherever. And then the moment they combine with them, they will produce a destructive acid that will start to erode your teeth. In order to fix it, please kindly always remove the plaques. Even if you're eating something that your nose did not approve, always remove the plaques after every meal. The plaques are there.
You want to?
They are cleaned by the salivary amylase. Salivary amylase makes sure that it removes those bacteria. But if you don't have the salivary amylase, meaning you constantly eat things that you're not horny for, that you're not salivating for,
so yes or no?
then always make sure that you clean your teeth after every meal in order to prevent that particular phenomenon. So guys, up to that particular point, please tell me.
So what were you doing?
At least, have you gotten even one or two? I know I've taught 10 things, but have you gotten even one, please? Even one. We will repeat it. Oh. We will repeat it with greater advancement.
Yeah.
For now, get even a little bit. And what I want you to get the most is the mouth. The vagina is self-cleansing. The mouth is self-cleansing. How do you encourage your mouth? How do you employ more cleaners in your mouth? Eat the things you desire. Eat the things you desire. Eat the things that make you salivate fast before you eat them. Eat the things that make you salivate fast before you eat them. Anything that makes you salivate, your ancestors love it. They ate it in a particular timeline. They are receptive to it. What will make me salivate will not make you salivate. Know that one man's food is another man's poison. Follow your own path when it comes to food that you're eating, both in your mouth and your vagina. Both in your mouth and your vagina. You loved how I stand my hair. Thank you so much. You kindly talk about breath. I don't want to talk about things that I don't have so much interest on. Like, I feel like people who have braces should just come out and talk to people about braces. Because me, the only thing I always say about braces is, and any other surgery, whether it's this dental surgery or the body surgery, is that your body has its own gravitational pull. Mwili yako iko na gravitational pull yake. Your body has its own gravitational pull. You cannot change that gravitational pull on the outside. In order for you to change any gravitational pull on the outside, you must change it on the inside. So if you're somebody who you're wearing braces and you want it to be effective, then change with the changes of your braces. Your braces, when you start wearing it, it pushes you to start digesting energy in a certain way. So if you're somebody who you like insulting people, and maybe you insulting people so much has made you to have a vampire teeth that is crooked outside and you look ugly in it. Because there are certain people who they look very beautiful with that crooked. Know yourself individually. Know your authenticity. So maybe you're somebody who you're an energetic vampire. So much that teeth is crooked and it is making you look ugly. As you put your braces on, change your crookedness from the inside too. If you want that teeth to be rectified permanently, change spiritually too. If you know you are an energy vampire that made your teeth to move out and you did not like it, as you change it with braces, change your energy vampire behaviors too. If you are just changing the braces and your energy vampires remain, that you are doing 0-1. Because the moment you will remove that braces, your teeth will start going back to the way it was. It is your behavior that make your teeth arrange themselves the way they are arranging themselves. So if you are rectifying it with braces, rectify your soul too. Don't just do the rectification on the outside like somebody who's going for a BBL and then you remain the same on the inside. Please, just use it as a shortcut to also change on the inside. So that by the time you remove it, by the time your BBL has healed, you maintain you maintain the energy. But if you're somebody who your behaviors are still ratchet as fuck, you are still somebody who you don't have any confidence, that BBL will soon start to dissociate. It will start standing on its own and your body is standing on its own. I hope I've answered you, person who asked about braces. What about a teeth that did not grow or fell off? What teeth is it? What does it represent? Is it the molars that represent the stomach? Is it the premolars that represent the lungs? Is it the wisdom teeth that represent the heart? What is it? Because if it is the wisdom teeth that represent the heart, some people's wisdom teeth, they don't even push through, they stay inside. They don't come out. If it is, somebody is saying, if it is the premolars that represent the lungs, then you are, how you exchange, like when you are digesting energy, you don't know whether this is good for you, this is oxygen, and you don't know whether this is carbon dioxide. You, when you're eating, even if you crash and you feel like it is a stone, you just continue. You don't even know that that was a stone that you are eating. You're not sensitive to know that this energy is good for me, this energy is bad for me. So if you don't empower that lung activity in your teeth, you don't empower that lung activity in your teeth to discern whether this is carbon dioxide or oxygen, love or hate. You just ingest. You know, you are the type of people who somebody will meet you and, you know, make fun of you and you laugh at it as if it is a joke. You laugh at somebody is meeting you and disrespecting you and you just brush it off as if it is nothing. Omera, some people don't do that. Some people you try to disrespect them, they will kill you. But people who do not have that strong lung behavior in the premolars, there is a type of people who they just ingest any energy. Even energy that are destructive to them, they laugh about it, they ingest it as a joke. That is the problem. Okay, so just whichever teeth it is, know what it represents, and then you will know what teeth that grew in the incorrect place. Premolar grow in the place of incisor. Premolar growing in the place of incisor. Hiyo ni mbali. The premolar that grows in the space of incisor. The work of incisors is to cut energy. It's like the receptionist. The incisors are like the receptionist. They balance the energy that come in. So now, if your premolar is growing at the there's an issue. There's an issue. Probably the type of energy that you receive. Yeah. Imagine. I just want to show you a scenario. Imagine you have watchmen, but these watchmen, they don't need to be so waders, like they're not bouncers. The watchmen that you have are not bouncers. But then you get to a point where your body is putting a bouncer in the place of a watchman. What could be the issue? Your body will never do anything to jeopardize you. When you see your body doing something, know that it is trying to protect you. So these incisors are like bouncers. They're like normal watchmen. You know, when you go to a mall, you'll find some skinny woman or some skinny man freezing you there because they don't need so much energy to receive, to become receptionists. But then you go to a club or you go to some place that are celebrities on, you will find people like this at the door. They are the ones who are active. So imagine if people like this are being placed in the place of people who are just, skinny and are not of so much danger. It means that your reception was compromised so much that your body is now putting the bouncers at the places of normal receptionists, baby. What is happening? Your ability to balance the energy that is coming in is so compromised that a stronger force is needed to take that place so that the energy that are coming in can find the correct person at the gate to let them in. So probably the energies that you've been ingesting are not, they are very heavy for the balance of your incisors, so much that your premolars have to take the hiyo ni ngumu bana. Hiyo ni ngumu. That needs some serious spiritual analysis. That needs to, if I was your doctor, I would want to know what you're dealing with, your life story. What has happened? Because there was a point in your life where something happened so much that they had to see, or a point or somewhere in your ancestry. Your ancestral story is just your life history. Something happened somewhere that shift needed to occur. Do you know anything about the grinding teeth at night? How do you grind teeth at night? Like this? Oh, well, how do we do it? So my vampire teeth on the right is very sharp. Yes, your body has sharpened it because it knows that you meet certain fucked up energies that need that sharp cut. If you're somebody who, in fact, your vampire teeth are even coming, like they are longer than others, just know that on your path, you're going to meet bullshit that needs to be cut off immediately. You're going to meet some bullshit in your life as you go that needs to be cut off, teared apart intuitively. You tear them apart intuitively. People who have this vampire teeth that are crooked outside. The way, in fact, some people even have two of them. If you don't like it, if you don't like that crookedness, it means that you are unfair in your intuitive attack. You intuitively attack people who you are not supposed to be attacking. But if you have the vampire teeth very sharp, you intuitively attack people who deserve it. Continue. Very sharp and straight. Continue with your intuitive attacks. The way you intuitively attack people who mess with you is very amazing. Continue. When I grinded my teeth, it was because of stress and my environment. Yes, remember that your teeth, people who have teeth problem, they live in environments that give them energy that they cannot digest. Energies that maybe people are too hostile to you, not because you did them wrong, but because they are divorced, they are going through a divorce or something. Like people just subject you to energy that is unfair, so much that you don't even know how to digest it. Your body is like da 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 da. Get out. If you live somewhere and you have a lot of teeth problem, get out of there. Go live somewhere else. You are living in sewage. And how about having tooth sensitivity? What exactly is tooth sensitivity? Is it feeling like the way we feel when we are trying to like digest ice, to bite on ice? Because I feel like I think that the only thing I've ever gotten close to tooth sensitivity is always when I'm trying to bite on ice. I get like yeah, and what you're not supposed to be digesting, baby. You're busy trying to digest what you have no business digesting. No, ice is just like hate. Ice is like hate. I know I say that a lot, but ice is like nothing grows in ice. Ice is lifeless. It's like life. Water is life. Ice is life that has hardened
Where's my goal?
and then become numb. You have no business. You digest things that you have no business digesting. Try digesting other energies, guys. Be travelers. Be Kwaku the traveler. When a place is bringing you issues, move away from that place. Go somewhere else. When the way you digest energy is giving you issues, where you are, you have certain people that are surrounding you, that are giving you energy for you to digest energy that you have no business digesting. That is what brings tooth sensitivity. It doesn't want to engage. When your tooth is sensitive, it does not want to engage. The way when I'm cracking ice, my teeth are like, what the fuck? Why are you giving us water that we are not supposed to be doing? Where is this going? We have no business digesting those. Nah? Somebody's talking about gums. Gums are where the teeth attach themselves. Your gums are now there, like a farm. It is where you farm your ability to interact with energies. So the gums is where you plant. Is where like the teeth are growing out of the gums. It's where it is rooted. That rooting. So when your gums usually goes a lot to the relationship between you and your bloodline. The relationship between you and your lineage. If you want your teeth to digest properly, none of the teeth arrangements are your ancestral arrangement. If you want the ancestors to digest properly, what do? Create an altar. Know your ancestors. Know your bloodline. Know the story of your bloodline. And stay close to it. If you're not cultivating, if you're not keeping your bloodline story rich and fertile, the ancestors are not going to find places to root themselves. So please, kindly. Anyway, guys, up to that particular point, I'm going to go back to the assignment that I have for my people, and I'm so glad that the person who was reporting us stopped. If at all you're still watching, thank you very much. Next time, do the same, please. Just leave me, allow me to follow my path, and I will appreciate you, and may my ancestors help you find your path too. Somebody's asking, how do I do that? How do you do what, baby? How does the color of the gums also represent? Yes, just like the color of the soil. When you go to Nyanza, you'll find the soil is black, very dark. When you come to Bantu lands, when you go to Nilotic lands, not Nilotic lands, let me just say my place. When you go to my place where I come from, the soil is loam. The soil is clay. When you come to Bantu lands, the soil is a little bit loamy. When you go to coastal areas, the soil is sandy. So the gums are the places where you plant your ancestors. So they come in different colors as well. Purely ancestral. How do I keep my bloodline? Just first of all, the easiest way to love your ancestors is start by loving your story. What have you been through in life? Where did you start? What have you gone through? which cards were you dealt? What decisions have you made? Love all of it. Even if someday there was a time you made a decision and you killed somebody, but to you in your brain it was justified, love that particular thing within yourself, because your ancestors did the same. They did a point where they had to kill some motherfuckers in order for them to reach to you, in order for you to exist. So love your story, love your identity, love the path that you followed up to this particular point in time. That is the easiest way you love your ancestors. And then after you've loved your identity, you've loved your history, and you've loved the path you followed up to this particular point in time, now start going back and ask your mother. Know about her. Know about your grandmother. Know about the story of your people. Who are your people? Were they Nilots? Were they Bantus? What is history saying about the place that you live in right now? Which type of people have lived there? Like this, your lineage is where you are. Where you are. That is who you are. And that is what your bloodline is all about. And as a woman, there is a shortcut also. Your periods. Talk to your periods and tell them, hey, you people that came before me, oh, thank you. Thank you for having me here. I'm appreciative of all the sacrifices you made for me to come. Thank you. Thank you. And teach me how to walk your path to the end. Teach me how to walk your path to the very highest point of the elevation. Teach me how to walk this path that you guys walked before. Like this simple things. Simple things. Simple things. Anyway, guys, up to that particular point in time, let me get back to the assignment. What about a misalignment on the upper and lower jaw? Let's talk about this. Now that goes to the central nervous system, the arrangement of the central nervous system, and that is a whole topic. It might seem like a small thing because we have the overbite, we have the room, and then we have like the people who stand still. So it's all about gravitational pull, that one, and we will talk about it. We will talk about it. That one is a deeper topic we will talk about. I am happy I healed a lot so I can learn it. Thank you very much. I'm happy to. So guys, as I was saying, assignment. I've left you the assignment. And the assignment is go look at the systems of the body. We have 12 different systems of the body. The integumentary system, the skeletal system, the muscular system, the nervous system, the endocrine system, the cardiovascular system, the lymphatic system, the respiratory system, the digestive system, the urinary system, the male reproductive system, and the female reproductive system. Those are the 12 houses in biology. Are you ready for us to get to the 12 houses in biology? Because we've already learned them in European astrology. We've learned them in African astrology. And now we're going to be learning it in biology. Beautiful, beautiful. We're getting deep. We're getting deep. After I've taught you these particular systems in biology, you will not need me. You will not need me. After I've taught you the 12 houses in biology, you will be able to go around and shake your butt. Shake your butt as you move through life. You're going to be able to shake your butt throughout and live a life that is beautiful. What about too many lower incisors? When you have too much teeth, why is your body wanting too much teeth? Madilo, why is your body wanting too much teeth? Because the ones that are available, the ancestors you've been provided, you are not even like, you are not empowering them to do the work so much that your ancestors are like, hey, let's bring more ancestors. Let's bring more ancestors. Maybe if you bring more ancestors, maybe it will help this one. This one is not making use of the ancestors that they already have. Let's bring more ancestors. Instead of having 32 now, you end up having 43 teeth. Because you're on your way to becoming a crocodile. Why? Because you're not empowering the 32 so much that your ancestors are like, hey, just squeeze Squeeze one more now. Squeeze one. You know, the moment you had too much, now it becomes a problem. Now it becomes a disorder. Now the space is not enough. Now there's discomfort. So to such kind of people, my dear, I always tell you, you need to try your best to empower the ancestors you need to empower. There are certain people who live life like they're a cartoon, like they're drunk. When they're digesting energy, they don't like. Have you ever eaten food when you are completely drunk? You don't know. During that time you eat anything goes. You are not aware. Awareness of your awareness. Help your husband be aware, tafadhali. You are the woman in his life. Be the spiritual protector for that man, please. Help him be aware. Help him step into the awareness of the energies he interacts with. Your husband is given energy that he cannot even deal with, so much that the ancestors are like, hey, tumsaidie tena na. Let's help him. So my entire body is, yes, please, your entire body is ancestral, and it starts with something called the cell. And in the cell, it forms the tissue. The tissue performs the organs form the organ system. And this is organ system is what we call the zodiac signs, the 12 houses. Yes. So kindly go learn about the 12 houses when it comes to biology, so that we continue with this particular topic. Yes. If the ancestors were narcissists before they die, do they change and become helpful after they die? Anything that goes, listen. I told you, what you can see is the ego. Anything that you can see is the ego. The soul is invisible. We are all human beings experiencing, we are all God experiencing herself in human form. So anything that dies goes back to God. Anything that dies goes back to God. Your body is made up of elements. When you die, the 12 houses distribute themselves to the 12 houses of now the God that is alive. So anything that dies is godly. Anyone that dies becomes God. There's nothing like hell. Hell is on earth. Once you cross over to the other side, it's all dark. There's no color. There's no ego. Everything is alive and one in the other side. It's only in this side that we get to see color, we get to see egos, different. Once you die, all goes into one, and now you join the collective consciousness. So there's nothing like rotting in hell. That is a fear technique to make you fall into the fear of illusion. Once you die, you join everybody. You wait for your next job. Are you getting my point? So don't even fear dying. Dying, you will never die until you finish what you came here to do. So the secret is, if you want to stay here longer, then make sure that what you're doing is longer lasting. For example, me, I will not die very soon. Imagine erasing the vertical. I'm going to live for a very long time. I'm going to live for a very long time. So if you want to live long, just choose a longer road. If you want to die tomorrow, choose to do something like what? Like walking from here to the market. Choose to do something that takes a very long time to achieve. Choose to do something that takes a very long time, a very short time to achieve, and you'll die tomorrow. But because once you finish it, let me just give you an example. There are certain people who they are alive because they are praying for me to die. They are alive because they are praying for somebody else to fail. And then that person reaches a point where they are not failing. So whatever the job you come to do is no longer there. So you die. Some people, they choose very small roles. Very small roles. They choose things that, because the moment you choose, like for example, your job is to be alive so that I can fail. And then me, I reach a point where now I'm not failing. So now the universe is telling me now, your job is, this one is not gonna fail. So do you have anything else to do, or Should you exit? Should you press the exit button for you? Or are you going to choose something else? So choose at all that is long lasting. Okay. Choose at all that is long lasting. So that you long last. If you choose at all that is short lived, you will live short and die young. Thank you very much. Now guys, I am done with my particular teaching for today. Tell you will somebody, if you see the results of Donald Trump and Kamala, inbox me before I see it. People from the United States who are here, inbox me the result. Or should I just not? I don't know. What if the results are negative for me? But anyway, just if you are from the United States and the moment you receive results, send me. I'm ready. Send me so that I can just see what it is. I am from the US, I didn't vote. Oh. You did not bet. So when people are going to be experiencing either a rise or a fall, you're just going to remain constant. But maybe you voted with your heart. Maybe in your heart there's somebody you want to be. So voting is not just physical. Some of us, we did not vote, but in our heart, we are waiting. So that is what matters. So guys, from the United States, Tracy P. Shindwe. Wanyana, I agree. Wanyana, I agree. Tracy P. Shindwe. Anyway guys, thank you very much for coming to live with me. I am going to see you guys next time. Until next time, mwah, bye. And I wish all the best to the United States of America.